The average price has increased. Isn't the market supposed to be crashing? In this video, I'm going to tell you what actually happened with the Durham Region Real Estate Market in November 2024, so that you know the real numbers and can be confident in making the best decisions for you and your family. My name is Vilija Truelove. I'm a local Durham Region real estate agent, and if you're moving to or within the Durham region, you can set up an appointment through my calendar link, which you'll find in the description below, or just send me a text or an email to start the process. And you can see how I can help you buy or sell your home. So we saw 739 sales in November. This is a pretty big decrease from the 888 sales that we saw in October. The number of sales peaked in April of this year at 948. And we saw it trend downward until last month when it increased, and now we're back down again. Some of this will already be seasonal. November and December tend to be slower months in real estate sales. A lot of sellers and buyers will choose to postpone their real estate transaction until after the new year. If we compare this number to a year ago, we had only 540 sales in November 2023. The Bank of Canada made a rate announcement on October 23rd, which cut its overnight rate by 50 basis points to 3.75%, which was the fourth rate cut of 2024. Further rate cuts are expected in December when they make their last announcement of the year on December 11th. We're also going to see some changes to the mortgage rules this month. There will be an increased price cap for insured mortgages. So the new down payment requirement will be 5% on the first $500,000 plus 10% on the remainder between $500,000 and now up to $1.5 million. It used to be anything over $1 million required 20% down. There will also be expanded eligibility for 30-year amortizations to all first-time home buyers for owner-occupied properties. This means lower monthly payments or possibly qualifying for a higher mortgage amount for buyers that choose the 30-year amortization. So we'll have to wait and see if this fifth possible rate cut, along with these new changes, is enough to make homeownership more affordable for more buyers and push them off the sidelines. Sales decreased, but new listings also decreased dramatically from 1,766 to only 1,198. Because we saw so many fewer new listings come on the MLS, this means that active listings also went down. Active listings is the total number of available listings on the MLS at the end of the month. And this went from 2,226 in October down to 1,817 in November. So we do have decreased inventory right now. Now for prices, the average price in the Durham region for all home types in November was $904,226. October's average was $888,914. So we've increased by $15,312 on average. This is for all home types, detached, semis, townhomes, condos in all of the Durham region. So it's a big picture number. Every home type and neighborhood will be different. So reach out if you want specifics about what's happening in your area or an area that you want to buy in. Comparing prices to a year ago, we're also up from the $883,115,000 average we saw in November 2023, an increase of about $21,000 year over year. Looking at specific areas in Durham, again for all home types, Pickering saw a decrease of about $46,000. Ajax saw an increase of around $24,000. Whitby saw an increase of about $5,000. Oshawa a decrease of about $9,000. And Clarington an increase of approximately $75,000 on average. This has been the theme over the last few months. We've seen price increases in some areas, decreases in others. Overall, we're now back up slightly, but prices have held pretty steady this year. If we look at January of this year, we were at an average of $894,825. So through all the ups and downs, we're now sitting about $9,400 above where we started the year. The sale to list price ratio continues to hold at 100%. So most houses are still getting their asking price or close to it. Some are still getting above. Average listing days on market increased slightly from 23 to 24. And then property days on market is what we see when we combine all of the recent listings for a property into one stat. So if a property has been listed more than once, this number takes that into account. Property days on market increased to 41 from the 36 we saw in October. So are we in a buyer's market? The numbers we look at to help us decide are first, months of inventory, which stay the same at 2.5. Lower months of inventory is considered a seller's market. In between is a balanced market. Higher is a buyer's market. Most would consider a balanced market to be between 4 and 6 months of inventory. Some will say that a balanced market starts at 3 months. Though these numbers actually suggest a seller's market, I still think it feels more like a balanced market when you're out there looking to buy or sell. Sales to new listings ratio is another number we look at, and that divides the number of sales by the number of new listings. We were at about 50% for October, and we went up to 61.7% for November, also suggesting that we are in seller's market territory. Typically around 50% is considered a balanced market, lower is a buyer's market, and higher is a seller's market. Because we saw such a decrease in new listings, this number shot up quite a bit. So what does this all mean for you as a buyer or seller? Well, I've said it many times and it keeps holding true. The Durham Region Real Estate Market continues to show itself to be a good investment, especially over the long term. Prices have held quite steady throughout the year. And we should end this year pretty close to where we started it. Right now, we're a little bit higher. But even without dramatic increases in price, as you pay down your mortgage rather than renting and maybe make some upgrades to the home, you're still much better off 5 or 10 years down the road. Even with a decreased inventory, and despite what some of the numbers are suggesting, it's still easier for buyers in many cases right now. You might be able to negotiate and not have to compete with other buyers because many sellers are choosing to price where the property value lies and take offers anytime rather than trying the underpricing and setting an offer date strategy. You will still come across it though, so don't be surprised if you do end up in multiple offers, but it's not like it was at the craziest times. Something else that I say often, you need to look at your specific situation. If you're financially ready and you're wanting to buy, it could be a good time to get into the market or to make the move up to your dream home. The best first step to take right now would be to contact a real estate agent for a consultation. If you're in the Durham region or the surrounding areas and you want to set that up, just click my calendar link below and we can do that. We'll talk about the home buying process, look closely at your financial situation, and see if buying makes sense for you right now. And then you'll want to get a full mortgage pre-approval. This will tell you exactly what you can afford and what it will cost you monthly, as well as getting you a rate hold. If it's the right time for your family, then get all of your ducks in a row and don't be scared to make the jump. If you need or want to sell right now, you definitely need to be priced for the current market conditions in your neighborhood. It could be the best strategy for your home type and area to underprice with an offer date, but we're also still seeing that strategy not work. In these cases, homes will then come off the market and are relisted at a higher price. So many sellers are choosing to price at where they feel the value lies and accept offers anytime. You need to look at your area very closely, and price point should factor into the decision too. You want your home to show its absolute best. This is the time to really make your house outshine your competition. And you want to utilize online marketing to its fullest. I've had buyers not even want to see a property because the photos are bad, even if it technically could work for them. People are shopping for homes online just like everything else. So you want to make sure they're excited to see your house. This is accomplished by making sure it shows its best, having professional photos and video taken, and marketing it online, not just on the MLS, but on places like YouTube. Homes are still selling within 24 days on average once priced correctly, which really isn't too bad. If you're buying and selling, you'll need to look at mainly your financial situation as well as your comfort level when deciding whether buying or selling first makes sense. What's happening with the market should, of course, factor into your decision, but the type of home you're looking to buy, the home you need to sell, and your finances are all very important things you need to consider. This will be different for everyone. But remember that if you're selling when the market is slower, you're buying when it's slower too. So this could end up being an easier time to make that move up to your dream home. If you'd like to talk through your situation to see if it makes sense for you to make a move right now, or if you just have a question, you can set up an appointment on my calendar or send me a text or an email, and we can set up a time to talk. I'm always here to help. Thanks so much for watching.